Hi students, today we will be talking about strategic planning foundations. What is strategic planning? The definition of strategic planning is that it is the process of setting a direction for a business and deciding how goals will be achieved over time. This is where the key elements acts like a roadmap for the business. The key elements includes vision, which is the destination of the business, the mission, which is the purpose of the business existing. The goals and the objectives are the targets. And then we have the strategies and the tactics, which is how you get there, the route. Let's look at the vision statement. Where does the business want to be? A vision statement is future focused and paints a picture of what the business hopes to become in the long term. The key characteristics of a vision statement is that it's aspirational. It's meant to inspire people. It has a big picture thinking by being broad, and it looks at the long-term goals, which is the ultimate destination. How do you know if it's a vision statement? Does the statement describe an ideal future? Next, let's look at the mission statement, which is what we do and why we exist. The mission statement explores the business purpose and how it operates right now. And it also includes the product and the service, what is the business selling, the target market, who is it for, and the values and point of difference, why choose the business. How do you know if it is a mission statement? Does the statement explain the business daily purpose? Moving on, we'll be looking at the goals versus the objectives. The goals refer to broad outcomes, which is general statements of what the business wants to achieve. This can be increasing market share, improving sustainability, or increasing profitability. Think of it as the destination of where the business wants to go. Objectives. They have to be specific and measurable. These are detailed, measurable steps in order for the business to reach its goals. For example, the business wants to increase market share by 8% in 12 months. That is an objective. So as you can see, it is much more specific compared to the goal of just increasing market share. Now, improving sustainability is the goal. What is the objective? Reducing carbon emissions by 10% by 2025. Now, how do you know if it's an objective? You got to think of the specific milestones related to the goals. Now, how do we measure SMART objectives? What do we mean by SMART objectives? To be effective, objectives need to fulfill the SMART criteria. This means specific S for specific, clear, and defined goals, and for measurable, where it needs to be quantifiable data that can be measured. A for achievable, which means realistic given resources. R for relevant, it needs to align with the business goals. And T for time bound, it needs to have a deadline. For example, we need to increase monthly online sales by 10% by the end of term 2. So it is specific, it's clear and defined, there's quantifiable by the percentage, and there's a deadline as well by the end of term 2. Now, what's the difference between strategy and tactic? A strategy is the overall approach or plan used to achieve the objective. It is the how at the big picture level. For example, a business strategy would be to expand distribution channels or improve customer retention. Now, what is a tactic? A tactic is the specific actions taken to execute the strategy. These are the day-to-day tasks of the business. For example, in order to expand distribution channels, a tactic of the actions to do that would be to sign a contract with a new distributor. In order to fulfill the strategy of improving customer retention, a tactic of doing that is by launching a loyalty card program. Now let's have a look and try and do some questions to check your understanding.